Hello everyone, so I'm sure most of you know that the recent Toby Fox summer newsletter came out recently and it more or less confirms that Sans and Papyrus come from the Deltarune universe. Now for a while this has been speculated, which I didn't really believe up until recently. Granted, I wasn't opposed to the idea, I just didn't really think it was true. But now it's more or less confirmed to be true. But I think this kinda confuses the Undertale timeline due to one thing, W.D. Gaster. But before I get into all that, potential spoilers for both Undertale and Deltarune, and if you like my content or this video, consider hitting the sub button, it really means a lot. Anyway, on to the video. To explain it simply, we know that W.D. Gaster was the one who built the core presumably a long time ago, but we know that Sans and Papyrus only recently came to Snowdin. But if Sans and Papyrus came to Undertale's world/universe, then presumably W.D. Gaster also went with them, since they're likely a skeleton too, due to the name connection. But do you see the problem? If Sans, Papyrus and Gaster only came to Undertale's universe recently, then how could Gaster have built the core? Now I have come up with 3 or 4 theories on the timeline that potentially explain this, and I would appreciate your thoughts on them, or if you have a completely different idea on the timeline. Okay, timeline theory 1, I know it's kinda crude, I suck at drawing, okay, so this will have to do. Okay, so basically for this timeline of events, everything's basically how we know the timeline to be. In each universe there's a Sans, Papyrus and Gaster for each universe, UT/DT. But sometime after Deltarune, Sans and Papyrus arrive to the UT universe in some way, the original Sans and Papyrus disappear, either they die or something else, but it really doesn't matter how, they're just gone. And the Deltarune versions of Sans and Papyrus take their place. So this way the Gaster of Undertale's universe can still build the core and die falling into it. And for whatever reason the Deltarune Gaster doesn't come with them. Again, it doesn't really matter why, you can speculate on the details, this is just a rough timeline of events. Overall this doesn't really change Undertale's timeline really at all, and the original Sans and Papyrus can be replaced without many issues. Option B, very similar to the first timeline, but instead Sans and Papyrus of Undertale's world never existed in the first place, just W.D. Gaster exists in both Undertale and Deltarune, and the timeline goes very similarly as the last one. Gaster dies and a while after, Sans and Papyrus come from Deltarune to Undertale. Whether or not Gaster comes with them is debatable. They either could or they don't, though they probably didn't. Though theoretically if they did, that would be kinda interesting. A dead Gaster that's spread across space and time, and one alive one from Deltarune in the same universe. Though I have to admit there isn't a lot of evidence for this, though I think a 2 Gasters concept would be pretty cool idea. Or theory C, none of the skeletons originally came from Undertale. Sans, Papyrus and Gaster both came from Deltarune, though W.D. Gaster came a lot sooner in the timeline than Sans and Papyrus, and then went on to build the core and died and was spread across space and time, and then sometime after Sans and Papyrus came a lot later for whatever reason, possibly to save/bring home Gaster, but as soon as they stepped into Undertale's universe they immediately forgot about Gaster, or again, maybe they weren't coming for Gaster in the first place. Though I'm sure there are a lot of potential plot holes in my theories, I feel all of these are at least plausible, though there is one more thing that I should mention that could explain all of this, coming from user, Justice Bean. When I asked this question on Reddit, they said that this could be just a reference to Undertale's Kickstarter, where Sans and Papyrus can be seen next to some grass. So yeah, that's really all my main ideas on the UT/DT timeline. I think they're all theoretically possible, but I would like to know what any of you think about it, or if you have a completely different idea about it. Sorry this one's so short, this is more of a discussion video than a theorizing video, so if you could comment your thoughts I will try to read most if not all of them, and I would really appreciate you doing that. So yeah. Check out some of my other videos if you haven't already, and consider subscribing if you like my content and aren't already subscribed. See ya and have a lovely day.